What's up, everybody?
Yo!
Thanks again for joining us for the Adaptive Podcast. This is, of course, season 2, episode 29. Wow, 29 episodes. That's crazy. We're so happy that everyone keeps joining us week after week. Tonight, we're going to go over Fight Night 209 from the UFC. We're going to talk about some of the Darren Till arrests. We'll play some videos. Hopefully, you guys can understand him a little bit better than we can, which you won't be able to because no one can understand him, which is hilarious. We'll talk about a high-profile jiu-jitsu lawsuit that's going on. And we'll get to the weekly roundup like we do every week. So thanks again for joining us. Make sure to follow us at Adaptive Jiu-Jitsu on Instagram. Our website is adaptivejujitsu.com. That's adaptivejujitsu.com. We have rash guards and t-shirts and patches available for you there, which we may or may not have some giveaways for you later. If you guys are good listeners, you might be able to participate in that.
Yeah, bitches. I see Ray.
We see Ray. We see all of our number one fans. We love you so much. Amanda, Ray.
Our number ones.
Our number ones. Numero unos. So let's get it started.
Let's do it.
Happy to see you guys on a Monday.
Yeah. Happy Labor Day, guys.
Happy Labor Day.
Happy Labor Day.
Did you do any work today? Fuck no.
No.
Did nothing. Well,
I did dad work.
I trained for the first time in like 2 weeks.
How's your neck?
How'd that go?
Felt good. I felt good. I mean, I stopped after like 7 rounds. So I was like, I feel good still.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to keep it that way. I knew.
Smart.
Sounded like you trained with like different sizes and everything too, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I took it kind of easy.
Did some smalls, some mediums.
Yeah, there's some mediums in there.
There's so many
some marges in there.
Extra medium.
Mm-hmm. You know, little variables. But it was good. I got out there. Had some good rolls. Never really got in a compromising position with my neck, so just trained smart.
Hell yeah!
Did you
somewhat?
Did you heed the? Is the music still playing?
Yeah.
Did you take heated?
You don't like it? You don't like it? It doesn't give you like fucking extra added. Like, yeah, man.
It actually wasn't bad,
talk, bro.
Felt like I needed to get up and like,
like, don't you want to talk right now, bro? What's up?
Listen, if you guys don't like freestyle music, then according to one of my coworkers, you're not Italian or Puerto Rican, which we inherently just genetically love freestyle music, and maybe that explains it for me.
I think for me, it's when we were born. You know, the 90s was like fucking freestyle heaven.
You're my diamond girl.
At the top of every
Amanda, you're my diamond girl.
So I was going to ask you was, did you heed the advice that we were talking about last week of talking with your training partners and telling them like what was going on?
Every one of them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did any one of them say, I don't care, I'm going to fuck you up anyway?
Then I would have been like, then we're not rolling.
Then I'm going to choke you asleep, my friend.
I'm not even that. I would probably be like, well, all right. Well, then I guess next time we roll when I'm healthy, you're going to fucking.
You imagine if you got that response?
Yeah, I'd be like, what the fuck, dude?
No, man, I'm getting ready for competition. I need to break you.
Like, no, but
you must
I basically was like, all right, we're going to flow. And every one of us kind of just, even when we didn't, pretty much every roll was a flow, but there was moments where it was like, all right, we're being a little tight, but it was nothing like super explosive. No one, you know, I kind of just match whatever's given to me.
What was that? How many, was that like 10 days that you took off?
No, it was 2 weeks.
It was a full 2 weeks?
Last Friday, I did drills. And we did competition drills. So, like, that was exhausting. And I also did PT that day. I didn't roll afterwards, but, like, it was definitely a good exercise. You know what I mean? Today was the first day I rolled, and I hurt my neck 2 weeks ago today. So, it was 2 weeks. 14
PT.
I'm glad you had more to that sentence because I thought you were like, today's the first day I rolled, and I hurt my neck again.
No, I feel good.
What was PT like? What did they do? They give you a handy?
No, dude.
That is a form of therapy.
I'm just kidding.
That is
a release of stress.
It's not the stress release that I needed. No, it's basically she used like an ultrasound machine on me.
On your penis?
Yeah, on my penis, Eli. Wow, Eli figured it out, everybody. Sorry.
I mean, everyone knows that the
What
key to a
PT
good
really
neck is penis therapy.
Yes.
Whose neck, though?
Yeah.
Oh, snap. Oh, good point.
So, anyway.
Good point.
No, she used this ultrasound machine thing on me, which was like, sending electric currents through my muscles and everything. And it was like, like my whole shit was spazzing out. It was relaxing, though.
Was it ultrasound or was it a TENS unit?
No, it was like an ultrasound, kind of like she put the jelly on me. One of those
That could
things.
be a TENS unit.
No, TENS unit. They
No,
put
you
the
need-
pads on and it's electric currents. I've done that before, like at
The chiropractor?
yes, chiropractor, which chiropractor fucked me up. I've gone to 3 different ones in the past because I've had chronic back problems for the last 10 years. One dude, I remember me and my brother both went. He cracks up because we got home and I'm getting out of his car and I'm just like crippled holding onto the car. I'm like, holy shit, this dude fucked me up worse than before, bro. Like I was fucking like holding onto the car. My brother like helped me into the house. I was like all fucked up. I was like, holy
Dude,
shit.
some people swear by the chiropractor.
He does. My brother's like, you're fucking insane. I'm like, Mike, I did it with you. And I
I mean, it still has to be a good, a good practitioner who applies good therapy. I haven't been in many years, but I tend to think that it can work as long as the guy's not a fucking hack.
I've never done it, but it just
Or
feels
girl.
like all right, you have to come back to continue this. If you don't come back, it's going to be just as bad or worse.
Yeah, you need to put it up. Dude.
It feels like it feels like I'm being like sucked back in. You know what I'm saying? Like
What?
Yeah,
Take
a
it
friend of
off
mine
if
at
you're
work
hot.
was saying this the other day. He had some back pain, right? And the 1 week he went to the chiropractor, he did he cracked him the one way.
right.
I was like, okay, we're good. That'll be $60
He
copay.
Hadoukened him one way for
Yeah.
money.
Yeah, and he's like, that'll be $60 copay. And he's like, okay, no problem. Come back next week. He did him the other way. The next week was like $60 copay. And then he's like, okay, I'll see you next week. My friend was like, nah, I think we're done here.
No, I think we're done.
I don't have a third way you can crack my back. Like, it feels better. Why do I need to keep coming if
Dude,
I'm
and like-
solved? And that's what you want, right? You want someone who's going to end it at the resolution for you.
Right.
Yeah.
Like the
Give
goal.
a shit.
Maybe you come back every week and you get the electro pads or something, but you don't need to twist me up every single week. I
Dude,
don't
the
know.
goal of therapy and going to a doctor is that you could get resolution. Like Lenny was saying, like you have a plan of getting to a point of I don't need you anymore. If you're hooked on the guy, you should be questioning. You should be saying to yourself, maybe this isn't the right medicine for me. Like I'll give you an example. If
Joe Furious swears on it.
I know he swears by it, but here, all right, I'll give you a perfect example. Okay.
Yeah, man, your body's
Years
broken.
ago-
You need constant.
Years
therapy.
ago, when I was heavier, before jujitsu, I had a doctor tell me I needed blood pressure medication.
You said, "Fuck."
And I said, why? And he said, well, your current lifestyle and where you're at right now,
Hey,
you
big
need,
pharma.
you need blood pressure
Pay
medication.
us.
I'm like, just turned 30 at the time. And I was like,
Well, what the fuck?
dude, why don't you tell me to lose weight? Then I
Because
don't need
there's
blood
no-
pressure
Because
medication.
there's no money in that, bro.
Exactly. So if somebody's
Mhm.
if somebody's gonna
Imagine
say
that.
to you,
Mm.
like, hey, this is the only way that look, I get it. If you've got a disease, if you've got something that is incurable and they can't give you something that's going to help you, I understand that. But
If you're susceptible to any diseases.
diseases. So with the penis therapy,
So after,
Back to penis
back
therapy.
to penis therapy.
dude, what if?
so
what
they
if she
pump your
watches?
penis with an ultrasound.
What if she watches, man?
I'm sorry.
You know who's giving me?
I know, and she really helped
son of
you.
a
She's
bitch.
helped a lot
Well,
of people.
Yeah, and
She
you're
should
making
have
jokes
humor.
about penis therapy.
She should have humor.
Shame on you.
You know,
She should
this is. I realize.
All right, listen.
Realize
After
it's
the penis-
2022.
After the penis therapy, okay, what happened was she did that shit. She broke up the muscles. Dude, first day, remember I told you I had from here in the C4 area, I forget what this muscle is, but that muscle.
the trap.
No, it's an actual.
No, trap is.
No, trap's here.
It is there, right?
But the actual muscle itself is something else.
Trapezius.
I'll tell you right now.
It is trapezius. It's major and minor. So while you guys are looking that up, Amanda is advocating
It's
for
levator
constant
scapula. Scapulae.
Oh wow.
Yes, it's very specific. Anyway, so with that, She used the machine on me and she broke up all the muscles that were fucked up in like trap area, my shoulder and my arm. That instantly went away the first day. She used her fucking bare hands, which were amazing, and fucking broke up all these. She was finding where the muscles
Did you have
were.
bruising afterwards?
No. But she basically was able to connect all the muscles, and she's like, "This is where the problem is," and it's like here in this muscle, like right by the spine. Like I can't reach over there, but
Yeah.
and it shoots up
Like directly under your shoulder joint, or like closer to your spine?
closer to my spine, like back here.
Okay,
And she
it's
basically
actually a
said,
good visual.
"All right, fair enough." I couldn't tell, but it shot up to the
Scapula.
Scapula.
Okay.
Whatever. Fuck. It's fucking weird.
So the pain you were feeling in your neck was actually like a
They figured
from the
out
nerve
that-
shooting
yes,
up,
and they figured out it wasn't actually my actual spine, like my neck spine.
That's
which
good
is
news.
amazing news.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm already back in jiu-jitsu. When I first heard it, I was like, "Oh God, I'm out for like months." Like this,
Bro,
shit.
C3,
Like,
C4 had me
yeah.
out for like 5 months of just
I'm thinking
life.
I'm thinking to myself, like, I'm gonna go fucking get an MRI or some shit, and they're gonna be like, you need surgery. You know how they throw you with bullshit.
Mhm.
And like surgery never fucking works. It's all fucking scam.
So
It's all
what?
bullshit.
What did Amanda say?
She was saying she was advocating for I don't know what the practice. I wanted to put it like a noun predicate on the chiropractic practice as she's advocating for. She said when you're injured, it can be a no-no. And she went weekly when she was an athlete, soccer athlete, and it made her feel amazing. And then said it's maintenance because you are constantly doing movement that can throw you out of alignment. So yeah, I get that.
Well, it's also this too, right?
I do like chiropractors too. I do. I thought that they made me feel better, but it's been a long time since I've went. I've
Is it
never
far-
went as a jujitsu guy, so I'm sure I'm gonna go and he's gonna be like, "Dude, your spine, your hips
Right.
are fucked up."
Listen, I went to 3. 2 of them kind of fucked me up, and 1 was really good.
Yeah,
Okay? But I also think it's this. I'm not a fucking doctor, and again, I'm telling them where I think it is, and then they specifically found it by they're so good at what they do. When I was going to physical therapy, by moving my neck, and finally I was like, "Oh yeah, it is like right there." I was kind of telling them it was in a different spot, not too far off, but it's like you yourself can't even fucking tell sometimes because it's like going into different areas. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So it was like the chiropractor, if you're not that, well, one, you should be honest where the pain is, but sometimes you don't even know exactly where the fucking pain is. And then the chiropractor could hurt you more because you're not fucking explaining it correctly.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's, I don't know.
go ahead and comment what your experience with chiropractors are if you're listening. By the
Yeah,
way.
let us know, guys, and let us know if you would rather a masseuse, like that.
Oh well, yeah.
That kind of makes me feel like instead of a chiropractor, like a masseuse for me would make a little bit more sense because they're getting into that. Like, I mean, I saw like a simple video today of releasing tension, and the video specifically said like your partner can help you release like your person that you're training with, or you're a married couple, whatever, and how to release the tension. And it was like pulling the arm and pushing the elbow, and that helps release back and shoulder tension. And I was thinking about it. I was like, if you're by yourself, you can't do that shit. You can't pull and push at the same time.
Right. Ray is saying his chiropractor is amazing. He also did his bad feet and tennis elbow and busted ankle. So holy shit, this
And
guy's
Ray-
like a skeletal master.
And
Ray-
Ray
Ray's
recently
a
had
beast,
that
bro.
injury with his ankle on the skateboard. So he testing for that must mean something.
I love a good massage though, man. There's a place that's by our apartment that's still pretty affordable. It's only $50 or $55 for an
We're
hour.
gonna massage envy.
Not massage
They're
envy.
They're like $100 for
Dude,
an hour.
and my favorite part, man, they do all the stuff and they do the hot stones after, and the hot stones are amazing.
I wasn't happy with Massage Envy. The couple times I went,
only
I just
got a couple times.
like it pisses me off when I have an hour and you're doing 10 minutes on a spot, and I'm like, don't do that spot. I don't need that. I need this. They're like, okay, we'll get there. I'm like, what? What do you mean you'll get there? Just go there. Don't spend time on a spot that does not bother me at all. I don't know. It's expensive too.
So,
right. Like, I mean, I get doing the whole thing is beneficial, but if you're specifically there paying as a customer and you're saying, hey, spend the whole hour on my left foot or whatever the fuck it is, like, just do that.
I was just gonna say, I remember being able to be like, yeah, could you do higher?
Yeah.
Like lower? Like you were just sitting there taking it, like, oh man, that's really not the spot I wanted,
dude.
No,
I was like, I was like, I paid this shit. I was very directive. I was like, oh, can you get a little higher?
I will
Feels
say
better there.
So, my wife won an award a couple years ago, and we went out to Utah, and we went to the Montage something resort, and it was famous for like Kobe would go there, for his vacations, and we had the like choice of picking like a couple different things, and one of the things was like the spa treatment. Dude, unbelievable. Like we went into not only getting like over an hour massage, but then you had the ability to then go into their spa area and like take advantage of whatever you had there. So like they had a sauna room, they had jacuzzis, they had what's that other room? Shit. It's not a sauna, it's a steam. It's a steam room. I went in all.
What's the difference?
It's different. One
the
is
sauna have
What's the
steam?
difference? It's different.
No. Let me see. Let me look it up.
It's like,
I'm gonna look. It was major difference. Major difference.
You have to look up the major
I have
difference.
to look up what they have.
Jesus Christ.
it's
Montage
different.
Resort.
It's same.
It hits
but
different.
it hits different.
It hits different.
Hold on.
Hey, Ryan Belford.
Yes.
And he's got the image.
What
A
did
very
he do?
flat horizon image from space.
I thought you get started, Ryan. Oh, that's hilarious.
Hell yeah.
What?
Yes. Thanks for tuning in, brother. We love you.
I had it ready. I had it ready. Show Lenny.
Wait, what?
We love you.
Utah Montage Resort.
You
How
can
funny
see
is
it.
that?
On
Yeah.
the screen.
Shit, now I totally forgot what I was going to look at.
That's hilarious
Bro.
because the way I threw it. Look at the screen. Like everyone zooms in, they can see what that is.
Where is StreamYard?
You can't zoom in.
Share screen.
I was just saying, if you could,
You can't zoom
you
in.
would know why we're laughing.
Bro, look at this place.
Hell yeah. We got all the boys.
Look, check this place out, bro. You see it? Am I
You need
showing
to add
it?
it.
No, I'm not. There we go. Dude,
Oh, you did it without the mirror.
I know. I did it.
Yeah.
Dude, this
tunnel effect. Fuck yeah.
this place was so dope, bro. It was
Oh.
unbelievable.
What's that in the front? Is that a skating rink or a frozen pond or something?
I don't know, but this place had
It's pretty.
a Bernese mountain dog living there. Like you walk in and he's just chilling, like
A what?
waiting for you.
Did he have the
a Bernese mountain dog?
What's a Bernese mountain dog?
The dogs that have the
whiskey?
alcohol, the whiskey barrel underneath them to save people's lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to see if I can find.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, dude, this place was. Oh, here's a good picture.
I just love how they filter every single one of these like
Yeah,
tourism
Of
photos.
course. Well, they're not
Every-
gonna show a bad one.
Oh no!
It's not even a bad photo. You don't have to filter it. Show what it really looks like.
Look at this place,
Well,
bro.
Everything's fake these days.
Yeah, fair.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Perception
sorry.
is reality.
So anyway,
Metaverse.
so now
Metaverse.
so now you 2 weeks out, you did your therapy. You did two sessions, 4 sessions.
I'm home
Nice,
for my 5th on Wednesday.
nice. Expensive, right?
Yeah, it's because I didn't go through like a primary doctor like an idiot. So
Oh, so
makes it
if
more
you go to your
expensive.
primary and
Yeah,
then you get
it makes-
referred.
So you have a PPO then
yeah, it's
at
all right, bro,
CVS.
'cause-
Yeah,
Yo,
HMO's better.
yo,
Don't mention
Shout out-
my company.
shout out-
man.
shout,
Oh
shout,
fuck!
shout out.
I could bleep it out later.
I don't give
Sorry.
a fuck, dude.
Well, that's
Fire
different.
me, you
like,
fucks. Who wants another beer?
sorry.
I have to drink mine.
No, I want another tequila.
Careful with the wire I put up over there.
Shit, I'm sorry, dude. I didn't even realize. I know,
He
I
doesn't
know you
give
don't
a- He doesn't
care.
give a fuck.
Well, that's because
I get fired. Adapted full time.
your people are
Yeah.
too dumb to look at podcasts.
Yeah. What was I gonna?
Mine are too. Honestly.
Shout out to the Amazon guy who.
I'm sorry,
up.
he works for BVS.
Shout out to the Amazon guy who rolled up the other day, and he's like, he's like, yo, you guys do a podcast? And I was like, yeah, jiu-jitsu podcast. He's like, what's it called? It's like Adaptive. And he was like, he like literally gave me and he walked away and he's like, TIVE. And I was like, yeah, kept walking away. And by the time he was like already delivered, he 100% was listening. It was funny. The Amazon delivery guy.
That's hilarious.
Right, I love that. That's hilarious. In the metaverse, the Earth will also be flat.
Oh my god!
I mean, it can't be anything else. It's a multiplane. It's a metaplane.
But what if they make it round?
It's a flat plane.
Here we go. Look, there is an actual complete difference between a sauna and a steam room.
All right, please explain.
No one questioned you. We asked you to
did.
explain, and you asked him to explain. He goes, "It's different.
Here we go.
Okay,
it's the same, but it's different. same. But
so,
and then after that, let's actually get into the the shit that we wanted to talk about. This has been a 30-minute intro, pretty much.
Are we still in the intro?
All right. So
you're not intro.
Here's the difference between a sauna and the steam room. They're the two most popular sweat-based treatments with some common therapeutic benefits and some significant differences. Both produce heat in different proportion, tailored to different outcomes. A steam room, 100% humidity with temperatures ranging from 40 to 70 degrees Celsius. Steam, wet heat, moist heat, propelled by the steam generator to heat up the room and provide health benefits for relaxing muscles, muscle tension, helps rejuvenate the skin, enhances cardiovascular health, increases heart rate, boosts respiratory function, reduces stress, and many more.
So what the fuck?
A sauna is a spa treatment that uses dry heat, heated from 80 to 100 degrees Celsius
desert
to provide therapeutic benefits to humans.
Oh, it's dry heat, so you don't you're not dumping the water on the stones.
There could also be
the difference.
No, people I think I've seen do that, but I don't think they're supposed to, and I think that's why LA Fitness breaks their sauna all the time.
I was gonna say, explain to me how steam is dry.
It's not.
Yeah.
So the sauna does not use steam. It's just heat.
Gotcha.
The rocks radiate heat, and they could also use the infrared light-based sauna.
Yeah.
So that with that, it looks like it uses low temperature. That option could be used for those who are allergic to dry, hot air. I don't know how you could be allergic to dry, hot air, but apparently you can. Rheumatoid arthritis. People who have rheumatoid arthritis. Those people are not pussies. So there's a bunch of differences, but this is what it was like. So imagine
Ryan asked a good question. Is there a difference between a level of sweat? Like, what do you get out of it? What's what are the actual benefits? I would suggest that he's asking is like, what do you is it the same? You're sweating out the same shit? What's the difference?
That is a good question.
I think
they're both going to make you sweat.
I think that's a good question. I think the difference is that in a steam room, it's already.
Are you guessing?
No, I'm from personal experience.
So you're guessing.
So
it's just
a personal experience.
No,
I'm not guessing.
That doesn't make guessing. That makes it anecdotal.
Right, yeah, you're right.
When I was
What's your theory?
In a sauna, I'm sweating profusely. It's just coming from me. There's no additive. It's just me sweating. In a steam room, the moisture is added along with my sweat. So I feel like I'm sweating more, but I'm not because it's hot. And sweaty.
I could tell you answered that way because I was
all
looking
I know,
at you, but it was funny. I was like, because I'm hot.
All I know,
I was like, what's the fucking difference?
What I do know is that in the steam room, it was easier to breathe. In the sauna,
it's hot.
In the sauna, it was harder to breathe. Maybe that's because of the humidity. I don't know.
Good Lord, it's a fire.
Because it's hot. My balls is hot. Why'd you take your pants off? Because my balls is hot.
My balls is hot.
So as good as any reason.
Speaking of hot balls, let's move on to UFC Fight Night 209.
Some good fights. You want to kick us off?
Some good fights
Eli?
there, right?
Yeah, I'll kick us off here. So, the
Oh, wait. Hold on. I'm sorry. Let me digress a little bit. Before we do that, let's talk about Tai Tuivasa's account of getting to the event, because this is a headline that we wanted to cover,
Did he
right?
use a steam room or a sauna?
I don't know what he used when he got there, but apparently,
Did you think he lost any weight? Have you seen him?
and because this is something that we had on our pre-show call that we wanted to talk about, was so according to Tuivasa, and I'm going to add it to the thing right now. Fighters of his ilk, so of not as much fame, although he's been getting a little bit more media coverage.
Well, it's because he got 5 knockouts in a row before this
Right,
fight,
so
and
he
then
was on a
finally
little
got
bit of a
headline
streak,
fight.
but even so, 5 knockouts in a row, he's paying for his own flight and board.
Yeah, I saw that shit. That's kind of crazy. How's the UFC not paying for their fighters' fucking plane trips to anywhere? Every one of them.
And
every fucking one of them should be paid.
yeah, it's
for
not
their hotel rooms, for their fucking flights. I'm sorry. Some of these guys get
that's the cost of business.
$15,000, $25,000 to start. You know what I mean? Like they're nobody. That's their like basic contract. That's crazy. You're showing up at that point. Can you like think about how much camps cost? Like a really good camp. Like Conor McGregor's paying like, I'm sure he's paying like a fucking $1 million for his camp at this point. You know what I mean? Or like $500,000 for his camp, all his training partners, all his fucking.
So here's my major problem with it. I'm listening to Kamaru talk to Joe Rogan, which amazing interview. We talked about it, made me love him even more because of his attitude towards losing was just utterly fantastic. And his excitement over fighting Leon in England, which we could talk about that another time, but awesome. But when Kamaru was asked by Rogan about the future fight and whatnot, he was like, "Oh, me and Dana talk. We're good. Like you could tell how happy those guys, the upper echelon,
because he brings it. He's not one of those fighters that was champ for just like like one fucking fight. Like that guy brings it every time. Like I was being sold each fight. Usman was defending the belt. When he first got the belt, he was one of those like guys that would hold you down and like kind of like crotch sniff, as like Masvidal.
Like you're saying his first couple defenses of the title?
No, I mean just like his
In
way to
general.
the top, like dominating. He was very heavy,
Methodical,
wrestling, very wrestling based.
What's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with it.
Oh,
but
okay. I thought you were going.
But it's a boring style. So in that point, when you want to see like
is
champions,
it boring or is it
not
doing
anymore?
No,
dude,
it's doing what you need to do to look. How about Izzy fighting? Who did Izzy just fight? Shit.
Cannonier.
Who was it?
Jared Cannonier.
Yes. And if he
Cannonier.
didn't fight him that way and wasn't careful,
And people think
he would have
Izzy's
gotten
boring
fucked
now.
up.
Izzy's boring now.
Bro, but
to a lot of people.
Cannonier was knocking people out and putting them
But
to
that's
sleep
my
at
point.
heavyweight.
I know. All right.
Yeah,
He had to take
he's
that
gotten
approach.
cautious.
I'm not personally shitting on Usman. Like listen.
My bad. I
like-
might have derailed you there.
No, it's fine. It's like, but a lot of times when guys start off their careers and they just have really good wrestling and they win their fights by wrestling. He wasn't much of a striker. He was a ground and pound kind of guy, or like in the like up against the cage and like the basically in the clinch, like fucking uppercut and dirty boxing. He was somewhat decent at it. It wasn't until recently, like even his striking's not that good. He's powerful. He can take punches.
We talk about that all the time. Space.
Yeah,
That's why he lost the fight to Leon, is because the fight got they got reset and Leon had
with
just
him,
enough space to throw that kick. So Usman is just a genius of space. He knows how to use it.
Well, he knows how to pressure, and he had a lot of confidence going in that fight. But he also said like there was a lot of fucking stress to the idea of like first of all, he was going for Anderson Silva's record. No one's touched that yet. Anderson Silva is arguably the GOAT.
How many?
16 fight win streak.
Well, he had one,
he's the
right?
GOAT.
If he would have
15.
So if he would have won Leon, it would have been tied.
Yeah.
Oh
Tied.
shit.
That's a lot. Like no one. The only person that's come close, John Jones and Demetrius Johnson. And Demetrius Johnson has more, and John Jones have more title fight. Like Anderson Silva fought like heavyweight in between. So his fight streak started off. His first fight wasn't a title fight. Then his second fight was a title fight. And then he had like 10 title fights in a row that he won, which that's been beaten by Demetrius Johnson and John Jones. But at the same time, no one has the 16-fight win streak that he had because he also went up to light heavyweight. He fought at a heavier division and won a couple times.
But I think my point is that Dana treats the prize fighters, which, look, I'm not upset that he treats the high-level fighters better, but you got a guy that's in a co-main event or a guy that's in the main event and not in the prelims. Yo, these guys should be treated right. They should be flown out. They should be marketed well. Like,
absolutely.
This is ridiculous that Tuivasa had to pay for his own flight to Paris.
With that. Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous.
That's stupid.
Especially when you think of, and we had this conversation off air, that, you know, I used to work for the same company that you do, and several companies that I've worked for. I've never had to pay for my own flight out to training or any other kind of business-related activities, right? I think that even if you worked a minimum wage job and your company was like, you have to pay for your own flight out here to training, you'd be like, what the fuck? That's crazy.
You imagine?
Can you imagine? Yeah, you can't even imagine. So the fact that these guys have to do that when first of all, we don't know what he's getting paid.
I feel like if you're on the main card,
it's a main card, so you're bringing in tons of money. You're getting viewers. He's been on a few. Like, people wanted to see this fight again.
Yeah, when's the last time he's been on a prelim?
The ratio is insane. So come on, UFC, Dana White. Like, you couldn't pay this guy less than $1,000.
Dana White's a promoter, man. He's the president. He's a promoter.
Okay, fair. But he's the face of the company. He can still speak up and be like, no, we're going to pay this guy's. We're going to pay this guy's flight.
I think you blame Dana easily, even though it's not his decision.
Yeah, but I know that guy gives a lot of bonuses.
Look, man, as a leader,
people also like praise him.
Understood.
For that in the company.
Listen, I like Dana White. I really do. I do.
So
but I think that things like this are just kind of crazy.
As a leader,
this does not give any like, this is not a fraction in, like, they could pay for this and not even blink an eye.
This is crazy. I'll do a jiu-jitsu parallel here. Radji's students are an extension of who he is.
No,
he teaches us to be us, right? But we're an extension of what he teaches us on the mats. Otherwise, he's not going to promote us because we're not meeting his curriculum. We're not meeting his standards.
Yeah, but
Dana's people that work in the UFC are an extension of his. If they don't take care of those fighters,
it's different.
I think it's totally on the same page.
It still comes top down. It comes top down, man.
Exactly.
It comes top down. Even if he says it,
you just said it. It's an organization. We're not an organization in that sense.
At the bottom, bro, the janitor is an extension of the organization.
Yeah, but that's not Dana White.
If a janitor does something wrong and has bad press, it affects the UFC. It affects Dana White. It's an extension of him. He needs to be able to realize, look, this right here, he should come out and say, never again is somebody on a main card having to fly themselves out.
Think about this for a second. You're criticizing Dana White. They're the most successful fucking MMA business in the world.
Doesn't mean they're not flawed.
Everyone's gonna be flawed. It doesn't matter. You're criticizing something that, like, they're the top. They're at the top.
Yeah, but that's a different lane of discussion that you're talking about here. They're the best at UFC because they've marketed it, and yes, Dana White helped them get there, but that's a different discussion from how they're treating their fighters and how they should be.
Then they should make a fighters union.
I don't argue against that. I mean, technically, unions, I'm like 50-50 on unions.
Me too, but at the same time, that's on the fighters to fucking join the band together.
Yeah.
They're not going to do that. That's their fucking fault.
That's fair. So Angel asks a valid question here. Are they offering anything other than pay, like benefits? They don't.
They don't get health benefits. I saw that.
That's part of the thing that they've been upset about lately too, is especially that. I mean, you're taking a lot of damage. But like all the other major sports that have banded together to make a union, I think that anything where you're in danger of physical injury, like most sports, right, i.e. football, constant blows to the head and whatnot, you need to band together to get the union going. So I don't agree with it with every industry, but they have the power. They have the power to make that happen for themselves.
This is the next level, especially because and Lenny, it was FC. I looked it up after our show last week. They
What,
do
one?
have the FC after it.
Yeah, it's
One
FC. Yeah.
one is
Okay.
doing things.
Fighting championship
One is doing things that
Not Fight Club.
no,
should be. Sorry.
they're doing things that are
You're not
evolving the sport. They're changing weight classes.
Huge Asian market, bro.
They're changing weight classes, which right now a big problem in the UFC is
They don't have enough.
is the actual cuts that people
Sorry, I
are.
didn't mean to press that button. I'm sorry. I pressed the wrong button.
Way to say that
I meant to
dumbass
mute-
shit, Eli.
No. Sorry.
According to Lenny.
I just have to get up, so I was going to mute my own mic. Sorry.
So they're changing the weight classes and they're making more because they're trying to stop the dehydration issues that they're. Oh shit! Oh no! There goes the set.
What the fuck?
Fuck you, Dana. Dana did this on purpose. So, technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, that's 2 beers gone.
Party foul. So while Eddie's taking care of that, I guess I will talk about this. So one is changing their weight classes, and they've added more. The reason they're doing this is because they feel that the amount of dehydration that's occurring with these fighters is causing major issues, and it's ultimately putting them in danger. And I mean, who would want a fighter put in a situation where like you are going to actually what? Yeah, right there. You are actually going to put your fighter that is fighting the next night in a position where he just had to cut 15, 20 pounds, not have a sip of water, not be put in a position where, you might die because you're going to get hit in the head. I mean, you're literally getting put in a fight where you are going to be concussed. It's almost like guaranteed that you're going to have CTE in life. And ultimately, you're being asked to get cut 20 pounds. I mean, look, while the janitors are doing work, I have to be passionate about how I feel about this. It is stupid. So anyway, my point in all this is that with the renewal of some of these contracts, like think about a Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz is about to fight Kamaya, and when they finish that fight, Nate could easily be like, "Go fuck yourself, UFC. I'm gonna go fight with one." And when he goes to one, now he may go there and change his contract with them, and they're gonna say yes because they're gonna be taking away a top talent from UFC.
Throw respect on fucking Demetrius Johnson's name.
Mighty Mouse.
How the fuck does the UFC I don't give a shit. That guy was one of the best fucking champions, one of the best fighters ever.
Still is.
If there was still is, bro.
Still is.
36 just won the fucking belt at one, which is highly competitive.
For somebody that's gotten into like Ultimate Fighting champion,
he's on the Mount Rushmore.
He's
of
awesome,
fucking
dude.
champions of the UFC. And
Yeah.
dude, Joe Rogan was even talking about that shit. Like, dude, when they have their in the beginning of their cards, like when they're at the stadium or arena or whatever, and they play like an intro video of like all the
they don't have Mighty Mouse.
They don't have Mighty Mouse on it, and it pisses me off
crazy.
because he's one of the fucking best.
And listening to Kamaru on the interview with Joe, he's like, "Well, he's not part of the organization." It's like you have much money stuffed in your ass from Dana.
I see Chuck Liddell and all the other.
Yeah, but Dana's not part of another organization.
What? Who gives a fuck? They still put other fighters that aren't
guys
there anymore.
By the way, not to plug this tequila, I don't know, but it's the first time I've seen it.
I mean, we have a new sponsor tonight.
So good.
Go ahead, Eli.
Tres Generaciones.
Oh,
This stuff is amazing. It's very silky smooth.
Hold on.
dude.
You
Put
want
it up
to
again? Yeah.
These guys are awesome. This is a review now. Tres Generaciones, just for you.
We got no money. We got nothing from this company.
I really, really,
Just a
really
personal
like this.
plug.
This is, I think it's on the same pricing of Casamigos, but it's very, very good. Definitely try it.
Yeah. All right, so let's move on to the actual fight now that we talked about some of the bullshit.
All right.
Sorry, Ty, that you had to pay for your flight there. That's bullshit.
So one of the
Still a
first
Yeah.
fights that that I saw that was great was the Roman Kopylov and Alessio Di
was a
Chirico.
It was a scrap.
It's a good fight. The Italian lost in round 3, minute 9 seconds. I mean, he kind of beat him up at the end there, but it was a scrap. It was a good fight.
He pretty much was winning the whole fight, though.
He was dominant. He's another doggy. Is he Dagestani or is he Russian? I think it was Dagestani.
I think that is technically Russian.
Yeah, but isn't that
Depends on who you ask.
Isn't that kind of an argument? Like it was kind of more like
But you look at Khabib.
Putin was like, "This is mine because they have good fighters."
It's one of those places. It depends on who you ask, right? I mean,
Right.
It was broken up during the Soviet, but
yeah.
it's still like you look at the thing. He has the Russian flag,
right.
so he considers himself Russian.
I will say that
Dagestanians consider themselves.
he does
Russian.
train. He does train with Khabib and
Habib.
and it was.
Habibi.
I really did enjoy watching him fight. I mean,
You
he
apologize.
doesn't have the same. It doesn't have the same speed, but you could see the technique
the
is
only
there.
person that's kind of close to Khabib is Islam.
Yeah, Makhachev.
Mhm.
My ass is wet with all the beer that I spilled on my chair.
You son of a
Man up.
bitch.
Be a man.
Be a man.
Look
When
at my
spill
chair
your-
is kind of
when
like
you
mesh.
when you spill the beer on your own fucking chair.
You know what's crazy?
Sit
I
in
didn't
it.
feel
Amen.
any of that. I didn't feel hitting this. I have no idea how I
just
knocked
see his
him.
eyes go, "Argh!" And I was like, what?
I'm just happy it
I'm
didn't
watching
crash down onto your laptop.
I was watching
Yeah,
the
'cause it
mat
crashed on
come
my-
down on you, and I was like, "Oh, there goes his neck
you'll
again."
heal.
I was like, "There go." He needs some more penis therapy after that one.
Jesus.
Hey, shout out to
the-
Samir, by the way, who said he can't comment because he didn't have his password or whatever.
Samir!
But he's watching, so thanks, Samir.
Yeah, I love that guy. Great guy.
Shout out to
dude.
Samir.
He came back from
Dude, I
unknown
was so-
origins,
I
and
know.
it was unbelievable. It was great to you know, it's like you have partners that make you feel like you're getting better. Like he's absolutely one of those.
Samir is
like,
great to train
teaches
with.
you, man.
Yeah, he's great to train with.
Solid dude, man.
Roles just teach you.
Head and
The other
arm
day-
choke fucking technician, bro.
Neon belly
good,
too.
man. It's good
Very
pressure.
good neon belly.
Good pressure, man.
Mm.
Good passing.
Technician.
It was funny too because
There's wisdom in his roles.
the day he came back, I guess it was the day he came back. I like came to visit to grab food. Obviously, I'm injured. I wasn't training, and I saw him. I was like, "Oh shit!" You know, like I can't wait to train with him though. Now that I'm
I
back,
don't think we can have him on the show because of his
don't.
occupation. But
What do you mean?
one day I would
Just
hope
don't
to
mention
love
what
him.
it is.
Shut the fuck up.
I mean, he works for like DHS or something.
You're
like
not even supposed to know,
Anyway,
right? You're
we're gonna
not
have-
even supposed
you
to
know what?
know.
more.
We have a
He
friend.
works for
now.
bananas.
Samir, you're definitely welcome whenever.
Oh, absolutely. He's welcome here. You kidding me?
We have a friend who has a sister that has
Alex
the
Jones.
same has a career for the same organization, and we're not supposed to know. So
No, it's a different organization.
it's the same organization,
No, different. Same, but different.
but so we're not supposed
So-
to know.
We're supposed to not know. All right.
So the next fight was Nasruddin Imavov, and he defeated Joaquin Buckley. Unanimous decision there.
Yeah, that fight. He looked like shit.
Dude,
Buckley fought a stupid fight.
Do we have like a
It
result
was a
screen to
stupid
share?
fight. It was a stupid fight.
I'll work on it.
Yeah, if you could bring that.
Mhm.
I honestly thought that even though Buckley did not fight a intelligent fight, I think his gas tank shows like this is somebody coming. He's exciting to watch. There was a lot there, and he fought the entire fight, and even in the last
I'm not
20
saying there's
seconds, was
not-
throwing everything he could to try.
I'm
to
not
win.
saying there's not potential. I'm
a lot
just
of
saying
potential there, bro.
the other guy was just a better fighter.
I'll say it now that we're gonna say his name again soon, and we're gonna it's gonna be a different result.
Or I'd be like, yeah, I told you he sucks.
He sucked a little bit less next time.
Yeah.
Oh man,
So moving on to the co-main event, I do.
Bobby Knuckles, baby.
Len,
That-
I do
I
have
think-
a graphic for that in the notes.
I think Bobby Knuckles is the best in the division. He's the most well-rounded fighter. I know he's been beaten twice by Izzy, but the second fight was arguable, bro. It's just Izzy's so good at distance management.
If you just
so good at distance management.
Take
so
his
like
abnormality, like Izzy is just he's so
don't
unbelievably
see it.
different than everyone else.
yeah, but think all right, he's so good that his fights are fucking boring now because he literally wins by. They could be unanimous, but they're like so fucking close though, because not much is happening. He's just so good at fucking not getting hit, really. But like he gets tagged enough where you're just like, all right, but the guy doesn't do enough. Usually the contender doesn't do enough to like convince judges or the audience to really think like, all right, I guess they won. Because that's why people are disappointed with Izzy lately. Like I think Izzy is masterclass, no doubt, because he's able to, keep any fighter at, gauge the distance really well and manage it and kind of make it look like he's just outpointing anybody because he doesn't really get hit with any clean shots. When he gets hit, he's really good at moving with the shots. So he's never been hit with anything that's made him like look like he was rocked. So I think that plays into the judges' scorecards when they're like looking at like points on like who was hit more. Like Robert Whittaker definitely like was peppering him with shots in the last fight, but like they didn't look like anything because he's so good at distance management and it just made it look like, well, if you can't really make it look like you really fucking beat the champ, they're not really going to give it to like unless it's like Thug Rose in the last fight against Carla Esparza. It was such a fucking boring fight, but it was like Thug Rose literally did nothing. It was like no one really won that fight. Like the audience certainly didn't win. They saw one of the most boring fights because it was like nothing fucking happened. That's like the only way you could beat a champ in a boring fight is like literally the champ has to do nothing.
Yeah.
Like, nothing at all.
I like Carla.
I like Thug Rose even more, but
I mean, we love Thug Rose. Yeah, Amanda loves her. I really love her too. That's actually
but that fight was so like
what we named my white Subaru. Thug Rose.
Thug Rose. It's not even red, bro. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't matter. She just won. She won when I bought it.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. That makes it different then. Because it's like timing, I get it.
So,
but shout out to Carla though. She's been, I know this is a little off topic, but she's been speaking out against, like the Fallon Fox situation and shit like that.
Oh, so, with transgender fighters fighting with women that are once males
breaking
that
their
are
skulls,
still males.
Yeah.
Is he
you think they're women?
That fighter's not in the UFC, right?
No,
she's not allowed to be in the UFC.
No. She's fighting Zhang Weili next, and that's a tough fucking fight, man. I think Zhang Weili's gonna be champ again. And then what? You get a third fight with her and Thug Rose?
But then that's bad because
Carla,
you're talking about Carla.
Carla's fighting. Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Carla's fighting
Zhang Weili.
Yeah, Zhang Weili. Man, that's a great fight.
No, I think Zhang Weili's got to fuck her up.
I don't know.
I think she's got to butcher her.
I
Mark my words. Said it here on podcast 29.
Dude, Weili is.
You see what she did to fucking Joanna?
She's like a robot.
And she is training.
Bro.
She works
especially after like she feels no pain.
She just improves, man. She improves. She's studying. She's fighting. She's training. She's robotic.
She fights for the CCP, bro.
I feel bad for those CCP fighters, man. Like
her family might be in danger if she loses.
Like what would it
Well, she lost twice.
Like let me ask this question.
They're like, don't lose again.
You do it.
It's a crazy question. So
yeah.
so does a Zhang Weili if she grows up here,
grows a beard?
Grows up here.
She grows up here.
Yes.
In America.
She becomes way more famous and rich if she grows a beard here.
Does she fight at that same level that she does today for the CCP?
It's a good question.
Because when you do something in China, it's different than when you do it here. There's a completely different mindset.
How come she's like the only champion ever to come out of China?
They still value meritocracy.
She's the only one, buddy.
Female?
Only one.
Only one. Well, I was going to say, isn't Korean No, he's Korean. Oh, my God.
What are you, retarded? Wow. Way to deduce that one, Sherlock Holmes.
You answered it.
I'm going to close my laptop.
Yeah. And then just walk away, buddy.
I'm going to close
the Adaptive Podcast with Ed and Len.
Wow. What the fuck, dude?
The Adaptive Podcast.
It's
Ken and
canceled.
Len.
Jesus Christ.
Eli
And not-
quit.
and
Eli's
not cancel-
fired.
And not canceled for woke shit. Canceled for fucking stupid. Like
He fired himself, aka he
Jesus
quit.
Christ.
You should hit that. Meh, meh.
No. Yeah, there it goes.
No, you can only hear that one now.
I'm hitting the wrong thing, right?
I was too slow on it. Next time, be ready for his shenanigans.
Sorry, I hit the wrong knob.
Back to my
What the fuck?
back to my point.
What point?
My point is that when you fight and you're from China, whether you're a champion or not, your individuality is.
I mean, you're
is
talking
not,
about adversity.
It's not
but
the same. It's not adversity because you don't even know it's adversity to you. You have no idea what it's like.
So is that why there's only one champ? What are you saying? I feel like you're contradicting yourself.
I don't think I'm contradicting myself at all. I think
So
that
why
saying
all of a
that
sudden
it's a-
she's the warrior that fought through the
where-
CCP?
where
like,
you live
I know where you're going with
directly affects your human condition. It completely
there's-
affects your
there's
human
been
experience.
Plenty of American champs.
Yeah, because Americans this is the land of the free. In China,
What's your argument right now?
there's probably a delivery guy in China who's got the meanest spin kick, and he's not allowed to fight.
Well, I don't know.
What?
I think there's probably some element to that. She was chosen for a certain extent, that
Maybe
like
she just was one
you
of those
are
female-
amazing. You're going to be pushed, and then she's told, "This is your profession." Right? Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm getting at.
Yeah, I think there's definitely some sort of possibility behind that. And we only know from what we know here in America about the CCP and how they operate. We know pretty much that they're pretty authoritarian. The fact that there's only one is kind of weird,
But that's my point.
I guess.
It's like
But
I don't think she was chosen for anything. I
how
think they
much
have
how
fighters
much
out
like
there.
finance do you think she has behind her? Like, do you think
Yeah,
she has
let me look something
unlimited
up here.
training? If and you know that the
I mean,
the CCP is proud too, right? Like they want her to beat the American champion. And Rose fights out of America, right? Although I think she's Lithuanian or something, but she
fights out of
she
America.
fights out of
Yeah,
America.
She's not.
So
she was
she's an
born
American
here.
champion.
She's
Yeah,
born
she's
here.
an American champion.
It also makes sense to what you're getting at, Len, because the individuality of being a champion, not necessarily something that's welcome, because then you have power in your voice.
And it's optics, right?
That's-
Optics is another thing, right?
They just want a Chinese champion over whoever is fighting her. They want her to rise above. And I mean, not to take anything away from her, she's an amazing fighter. She's an awesome champion for sure. Every fight that I've seen her in is incredible.
Yeah. So
She's an athlete for sure.
So we went way off. Back to Robert Whittaker. We want to get to that. So you mentioned that he's the best in that class.
He said it himself. I thought that post-fight interview was really good because he literally was basically saying, "I think even though Izzy beat me twice, I am the most well-rounded, dangerous fighter." He's literally beaten everybody in the top 10.
I don't
Izzy hasn't.
I don't disagree, and the reason I don't disagree is because I really think that Izzy's just a phenomenon. I mean, his length
I think
alone,
matchup-wise, he
ability
just
to
has
create space.
Whittaker's number, but I think a third fight could be different.
And watching Whittaker in this fight too made me feel like this is a guy
All right,
who
think about this.
needs to get into a rhythm, and once he gets into a rhythm and he feels the beat of the fight and the person he's facing, now he sets things up. And I think I told you yesterday as well that there was a scouting report that came out on Whittaker that he was leaving his face open when he was throwing his lead hand. And
Whittaker?
yeah, and this
Well, his
time
hands were low the whole time.
this
That's
time he
kinda
kind of
hanging
set it
out.
up on purpose.
Yeah, but think about this, right? Remember, Vettori fought Izzy.
Mhm.
He had his back. Disgracefully couldn't finish the fight. Terrible. Vettori sucks. He's a bum, as far as I'm concerned. Think about what Whittaker did to him. Did you not? All right, by the third round, he was rocking him almost at every fucking shot and combo he was throwing. I felt like
Shout out to his chin.
if one more round, just like fucking
Yeah, you're
we're
right.
about to get
5
we're about to
rounds.
get into the fucking main event. One more round, he would have done what Gane did to fucking Tuivasa. Same fucking shit. He needed one more round because he was already fucking peppering up, setting up the shots. His combos, he looked like a fucking video game by the third round.
Dude.
Okay? He destroyed Vettori compared to fucking Izzy.
How did he not go down on the knee to the head?
Well, you said it. He's tough. But I think eventually it doesn't matter. You add those
Fucking
up, man.
head of stone, bro.
If that was a 5-round fight, he would have ended it in the 4th round. That's it. I think he head kicks, dude. His fucking combinations, dude. Not for nothing. Like Izzy's good at like 1-2 combinations, gauging the distance, keeping the distance, and like making sure that you can't come in on him and make like really like the most successful fighter against Izzy since he's been in UFC was Gastelum. It was for an interim fight, and Izzy came back and showed heart, true grit and heart, and he won that fucking fight. I think he rocked and dropped Gastelum 3 times in the last round. That won him the fight. You looked at Izzy's face. It was fucking swelled. He had a fat lip, black eye. He got fucked up in that fight. Won that fight. He's come out unscathed in every fight since.
Dude, going back to oh my god, brain fart.
Going back to
Yeah.
Get it together. Get all your shit. Put it in a bag. Get the
fuck out of here.
I do think Vittori's chin.
He's a bum.
Dude.
He's a bum.
All right. How are you going to call him a bum when fucking the best in the most well-rounded fighter in the division
fucked him up,
and he stood up for those 3 rounds for a decision?
Because he's tough. He's not good.
Okay.
What are we talking about?
You can't teach that.
What, toughness?
That toughness. Yeah. So that means
eventually
that he has
you get older and then you have no skill and then you get knocked out.
My point is that he's got eventually a chance to get better and actually bring back something.
Has he gotten better?
Sense. Not yet. Clearly, he didn't beat Whitaker.
How many fights does he need? Listen, he's done enough. He beat Paulo Costa, but again, I think fucking Izzy, he literally at the end of the fight,
that wasn't an easy fight, Costa.
Out. What do you mean? He knocked him out. That was Izzy's last great fight where he knocked someone out.
Yeah.
He fucking knocked him out and then he fucking dry humped him after the fight. He was like, bang, what's good? What's good?
The ultimate disrespect.
Costa didn't even.
He took that well, too.
Very disrespectful.
Took it well. He didn't even know it happened. He saw it the next day and he was butthurt about it.
He was? I thought he was cool about it right after the fight.
You can't, he didn't know it happened.
He was talking all that shit.
You can't be cool about that.
Dude, he was cool about it because then he didn't know about it. And then next day he saw it and he went in an interview. He was like, how disrespectful. I want a rematch. It's like, you got smoked, dude. You don't get a rematch. And then he hasn't really won any of his fights.
That really does
He
suck.
won against Luke Rockhold. He lost against fucking Vettori. I don't know how. That means you really suck. You lost against Vettori. And then he lost against Luke Rockhold, which I arguably thought he won. The only reason judges saw that Luke Rockhold lost is because he was gassed by the end of the first round. He literally put his hands on his fucking thighs, leaned over, was breathing heavy. Dude, he like the highlights, all the best shots of the highlights of the fight were Luke Rockhold. I wish he retired. It was sad. I thought he won that fight. I don't care what anyone says. He won. Paul Costa is a biatch. Biatch.
We talked about Whitaker's tattoo.
We did. I was just actually thinking that I was looking at him.
So it has to do.
Wait, we got more backstory now. We covered this though because we were like, we kind of feel bad. It was for some reason like his dad.
Something with his brother, I think.
I thought we came to the conclusion it was his dad.
It's supposed to be stars, but they look like fucking bullet holes.
They look like bullet holes. So at first we were like, all right, you're so corny, but then it had something to do with his late
Who's
father.
Tang Kai?
I am a
Tang
fan.
Kai is first Chinese male MMA champion. And what organization? Mark Reyes. I'm sorry. Whenever you get a chance, just comment on what organization that guy was champion in. I'm just curious.
So while we're waiting for him, shout out to Korean Zombie.
Shout out to Mark Reyes, who watches almost every episode and comments. Thank you, Mark. We love you.
So
ONE FC. Okay, thank you.
So our
I'm not too familiar with ONE FC.
And I'm telling you, that is going to create a vacuum. ONE FC is going to create a vacuum.
I think they're going to blow up.
I totally agree.
Amazon Prime, that whole fucking deal was
Huge, bro.
That's a huge deal. That's a huge deal.
Huge.
A lot of people see that Amazon Prime comes free.
Huge.
It comes free with Amazon Prime membership, which almost every fucking person has. I mean, if you shop on Amazon and you don't have Amazon Prime, you're missing out.
What is the what?
Not that I like to advocate for Amazon because they're destroying small businesses all around the country, but
Small business.
Small business.
Hey, Lenny, we're a small business.
We are a small business.
We
actually don't have anything on Amazon Marketplace, and that might be a mistake of ours. I don't know.
When we're not being a small business, we're twaining.
We tweening. All right. So what was the next fight? We got
So our main event to our co-main event was thank you, bro. Was Cyril Gane and Tai Tuivasa. So before we actually mention
I'm good for now.
the fight itself, I think it would be remiss of us not to mention that this was the first UFC event in Paris as it became recently legal to actually have mixed martial arts fighting in fucking France,
which is huge in itself.
Sacre bleu.
Can we talk about that fucking crowd?
That crowd was amazing.
It was like a soccer game.
I wanted to be a part of it. I didn't even know what the fuck they were singing.
More European fucking venues,
they were like
bro.
Sacre bleu, Sacre bleu,
Sacre bleu.
You're singing it with an American song.
Doesn't
Indiana
matter.
Jones.
It was great though, bro. They were intense, man.
He's like, it's really all he's got.
It was intense. And even at the end, when Cyril was doing his post-fight interview, he was acknowledging the crowd. He was like, England, England, is a great and everything like that. But we're here in France. And
that fight was amazing, by the way.
It's great. It was
Dude,
awesome.
First of all, Tuivasa is a fucking beast. He looked great the first round and a half. He rocked him twice. Cyril Gane is the fucking truth. Yo, Cyril Gane moves like a goddamn lightweight. Guy's like 250.
Yeah.
250. His footwork's amazing. He looks like fucking Ali out there. Tell me that jab isn't fucking.
Do we have any highlights?
And those teep kicks. Yo, he's hitting. It was like right above the dick. It was like right in the stomach, right above the dick.
He fucking took the wind out. Hold on a second. Hold on. So Tuivasa, not in the same class as Cyril.
No.
Not in the same class.
Dude,
I love him. I love him.
Monster, bro.
But here's the thing.
Dude,
you look at him. We talked about it real early in this podcast.
He belongs there.
If he were to train,
there.
let's say he trained like anybody fucking else in like the middleweight class, if he were to train hard and lose that extra chub, he wouldn't be.
That's not happening.
He wouldn't be fighting in the heavyweight.
He'd have to cut off a fucking leg.
And I'm telling you, I think he'd be a champ.
Still think
he's super athletic at his weight.
I don't think he could.
Super athletic at his weight, but there was a bunch of times where I saw Cyril hit him. Like he hit him with that front kick, took the wind out of him, and he backed off. He saw he took the wind out of him and was like, all right, let's reset. He could have finished him right there, but he didn't. He was like, oh, we're going to do a show here.
It wasn't even that. Like, he had to respect the power. He picked his fucking spots when he needed to throw. He put on a clinic, bro. He survived some heavy shots. He came back. He didn't digress from the fucking game plan that he had, which was his footwork, peppering him with like good jabs, setting up like little combinations. And by the end, when he slipped, by the third round, when he did that slip where he went right, Tuivasa threw like a left and he missed, and he like went around him and threw a sharp right hook. It was like a snapper, rocked him. His whole face was like
a snapper.
Bang. And then he just followed through with what fucking 6-hit combo, put him down, knocked him out. Dude, it was all set up from those fucking those teep kicks and those liver kicks that he was throwing with the left. He was throwing left body kicks that were
and he got knocked down. Right?
We have a fucking
He got knocked down once or twice at least. I can't find any good strings of highlights. This is one of Tuivasa actually
knocked him. Yeah, boom.
Yeah, he knocked him down with a good
Ooh.
right
Can we
hook.
show that? Can we show
Yeah,
it on the big
we could
screen?
show it.
Look, we can show it on a big screen.
I can put it on the big screen. Just give me a second here. Keep talking.
Yeah, show that, dude. Anyway, Cyril Gane's the truth. I think that dude, John Jones, and him should fight. Tell me that wouldn't be a good fucking fight.
Cyril Gane and
John
John
Jones? Yeah, man.
You know, John Jones, what are we, two years since his last fight?
Listen, everyone's like,
From everything I heard, he said he's ready and they just haven't done anything.
I don't know. Listen,
Even Dana said he's ready.
I don't know what they're doing. Either John Jones is going to come back better than ever.
What's his age? What's John
I
Jones'
think
age?
he's like 34, 35
He's not that much
now.
younger than we are. He's
35.
He's about a year or two younger than we are.
He's
He
around the
is
same
35.
age as, yeah, see.
1 year
That's a
Or
difficult.
younger.
That's
2
a
years
difficult.
off. Last time he fought was what, 33?
Let me tell you
32?
something. That 34 to 36 range, something happens there in every
You
sport.
feel old.
Something happens there in every sport. At 30, you start to realize that you're not immortal. And then somewhere in between 34 and 36, you start to realize you're closer to 40 than you are 25. You know, Len, I don't know if you're showing this on. I don't think you're showing this on StreamYard.
It's not.
What's
yeah,
on
I'm
here,
gonna
but
share it
this
right now.
was a moment where Tuivasa did hit Cyril and he dropped him.
Dropped him. He rocked him twice.
I still think if Cyril lost 15 pounds, 20 pounds,
Where's
got out of the
play
heavyweight
button?
range and fought in a lighter class in the light
heavyweight.
fuck yeah, bro. He's fucking awesome,
He
bro.
was champion heavyweight. Remember, he was the interim champ.
You're right.
He fought
He was the interim.
what was impressive against Nagano was Nagano used wrestling to win. He couldn't outstrike him. Nagano outstrikes everybody. What was impressive was Nagano changed up how he fights.
Yeah, well, that's why Francis wants to fight the
John
Gypsy
Jones.
King.
He wouldn't win.
I don't think he'd win either, but that's why he thinks that he can.
Any MMA fighter that goes against a boxer is just.
I gotta say, I will love the day when an MMA fighter beats a boxer.
It doesn't want to play.
And I'm a huge
reason.
boxing fan. I hope one day, you know, somewhere in the hundreds of the Adaptive podcast, that boxing will get exciting again enough for us to talk about it, because I was such a big fan when I was a kid, man. Up until I was like 18,
Tyson?
man.
What?
18 or 20. Man, I was such a fan. Yeah, that's the prime age, man. It's true. It's true. Once you like
It's weird.
like when it comes to professional sports.
I don't know why it was doing that.
What are you guys talking about over there?
My thing was going on.
Guys spilling beers and fucking dropping mats.
No,
and
it's
shit.
been weird,
Having your own
man. It's been a weird
conversations.
episode.
Guys, I'm talking to you.
I'm sorry. I'm listening. It's just, well, now I'm nervous about my laptop.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Well,
You got Apple.
I guess that's a quick moment, guys. Check out adaptivejujitsu.com. Check out our patches. Check out our rash guards. Let us know if there's anything that you guys want us to talk about on the Adaptive podcast, the specific type of gear. We're looking at some cool stuff, some hats. We do have some legacy shirts. We might be doing the giveaway later.
Check out this.
Possibly.
If you guys comment, you can be entered in the giveaway. You have to comment, though.
Brian.
If you don't leave a comment, you cannot be entered in the raffle. Hey, Brian Ross.
What's up, buddy?
That is the prime age. I don't know what the prime
I
age.
think he was talking about we were talking about that 34 to 36.
I don't know if that's prime. I would say prime is 27 to 33
in UFC?
in anything.
No.
Bring the patch up
What do you
again.
mean,
Eli.
nah. Your prime years of your life, physicality,
Pull it back a little bit.
physical.
There you go. You guys can win this patch.
Say what?
All right.
And they are iron
Shit.
on, but we suggest to sew them.
Well, I mean, you could sew anything on, right? Everything is a sew on. Not everything is an iron on. So you got options with this patch.
What does
I need
Brian
to
say
put
here?
mine
So
on.
was I then
I'm a bit
MMA
of a
hit the TV and you get to see the real fighting? Yeah, well,
It's funny.
it's true. You know, so that's
so funny saying
that's the thing, Brian.
It's like, hey,
Boxing to me,
Yeah.
boxing to me is like an art because when you take
you don't
take
like
things
art, man?
away, when you take things away from the ability of throwing anything, you are creating parameters that force you to understand how good somebody is at a couple specific things. So many people will look at boxing and be like, oh, well, that wouldn't happen in a real street fight. Well, no shit. Nobody gets in a fucking ring and fights that way. But you see how much training there has been to be able to bob and weave. You know what? Somebody could bob and weave in a UFC fight and then fucking get hit with a front kick, and then they're done. And that's cool because it's the UFC. It's MMA. But when you look at boxing and this specialty that is the jab, the specialty that is the cross, the uppercut, those different things are, I just think it's a completely different sport. It's like trying to compare baseball to football. It doesn't make sense.
Not to me.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Brian Ross.
So she wants a rash guard? I mean, I've never been asked this.
Check out our rash guards at adaptivejujitsu.com.
Or talk to one of us.
I mean,
No, but seriously, like for me, like boxing and UFC, boxing and MMA, boxing, jiu-jitsu, boxing and anything else, 100% completely different. You cannot compare them. You cannot.
It's its own art. It's
Yes.
its own specialty. MMA is everything. So it's completely. What are you getting at here?
Well, the comment on MMA hit TV and you got to see the real fighting.
Oh, okay.
I mean, yes, it's real. It's much closer to real fighting. But then again, if you were to talk about real fighting, you'd see downward elbows when somebody was on the ground.
Isn't that eye gouging?
You would see eye gouging, punches to the balls,
using fucking whatever material,
anything that was around,
beer bottle.
Exactly. You'd see if you did real fighting.
hell yeah.
Listen,
it'd be like a video game.
I guess we're moving on to the
Vice
next
City
thing. Here,
or
I got
some
one
shit.
more. Like, how would you use your jiu-jitsu in a real fight? I don't know. I think I would. In a real fight, man.
I think about this from time to time. Continue.
I'll answer last.
I don't know. Other than like just being able to control somebody, if there's like, I might be using weapons, like whatever is like available to me, like in a fight, in like a real fight, man. I'm just trying to like put you down real quick and get the fuck out of there. Like, I don't know. I'm not sticking around to like use my technique, like I'm just trying to like finish it quickly and be done in a real fight. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So before it goes on, so you're not using your jiu-jitsu.
I mean, he has no choice. Once you know it, you have no choice.
No,
You're gonna be using your jiu-jitsu.
I would use jiu-jitsu to a point, but I wouldn't like, all right, I'm going to take you down. I'm going to mount you, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. I guess it depends on the scenario, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Like, let's say I'm at a bar. You know what I mean? I might just pick up a chair.
That's what I'm saying. Like you're not going to think about jiu-jitsu when you're picking up a chair. Like, you're just going to fucking hit the person. That's like the mass stabbing that was happening in Canada. Like, why didn't somebody just pick up something with some sort of length? And like, for those of you who didn't hear, there was like some sort of mass stabbing going on where like 24 people were like stabbed in Canada. Like, why does somebody just
10 dead?
10 dead? Like, how many injured?
25 stabbed, 10 dead.
Like, somebody grab something long and hit him.
How's that?
Grab a bat.
It's
like,
two guys.
What does he have? Like,
Well,
an
dude, it's
Alibaba
like
sword? Like,
Well,
I don't. Do they still call that a stabbing?
right? Is that not like a freaking like butchering? Like,
Yeah, that's more of like I don't know, butchering or something. But I think of it, knowing
Bill the
jiu-jitsu
Butcher.
like this in some sort of random conflict that were to pop up. Obviously,
so what would you do?
it's
I
not
would
going to help.
totally pull guard.
It's not going to help you much if maybe it can help you if there's a knife because okay, I got to control the wrist or whatever. Maybe you'll have the wherewithal to grab the hand, but I don't think so. But let's just take all weapons out of the equation, right? Guns, knives.
Well, then yeah, I'm using my jujitsu for sure.
Yeah, that's the thing. And with fists
I mean, most likely
swinging,
I'm just not gonna be
I think
there.
of it like this: like, unless you hit me right on the button and you knock me out, I'm gonna
Good
take a
luck.
few punches on the way in.
Yeah.
Because I don't like.
Well-
yeah, I know a little bit of striking, but I don't know much striking. So I know jujitsu. I'm gonna take a few shots on the way in, unless you hit me with fucking something right on the button that puts me down. I'm trying to close the space, so I'm gonna close the space.
I think you'd be quick enough to even like throw jabs, the level change, set up whatever you need.
Right,
to set
and
up.
you know you have to throw some hands, right? If this person's throwing hands or whatever, but if you don't have a knife or a gun in your hand, like I'm gonna
Use
take a
words.
few.
I've had too much time to think about this.
I'm gonna take a few. You're gonna get double legged.
I want to hear how Eli would fight.
or tripped or something.
That's
and
why I
then-
just said I've had too much time to think about this because my first thing would be not, like sitting here thinking ankle pick.
yeah.
The
a
first thing
trip,
I would do is
ankle
ankle pick.
close the space.
I would drop. You're not going to see when you see my head drop, you're going to be like, what? You're going to try to turn to try to hit me. I'm going to be too low. At that point, I'm grabbing your ankle. You're lifted. And once you hit the ground on your ass and on your back, you start to come up. I'm going to mount you and just fuck you up.
Your punches aren't doing shit at that point once you're on your
know what I
back.
do?
But I will say I had
I-
too much time to think about that as I was like listening to you guys.
You
Well,
take
there's so
you take
many-
an armbar, a wrist lock, or something, and you break. You fucking break.
What
You
is-
pull the shit until it breaks.
Every person that doesn't know how to fight, what do they normally do? They throw wild haymakers.
Yeah.
I would wait for the first wild haymaker, right?
See, that's like yes. You break, bro. You pull until you hear the fucking tendons go twing 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 twing. twing.
I have
So,
something though that I
You
want to
wait for
show.
the first fucking haymaker, right? You duck under. You get into that fucking head arm choke position. You slam them down, and then you just rain elbows, bro.
Elbows.
From hell.
Yeah.
Easy money.
Oh, where
Yeah,
is
man.
it? Where is it?
What are you trying? What were you all like?
Maynard.
gassed up about? Maynard. Oh,
Oh,
look,
share
gotta
that.
show this.
Yeah.
We gotta
Dude,
Let's
show
go to the
this.
Didn't even
weekly
skip a
roundup.
fucking beat.
Let's
Didn't even
just go to the
skip-
weekly roundup, right? Because I think we did everything except for the Darren Till DUI. We could just cover it really quick. I'll bring the banner up.
Oh,
It's
God.
kind of an old story. We don't have to share any videos, but Darren Till got
Oh, we
arrested
should-
hold
for
on.
a
I have-
DUI.
I have it.
Absolutely.
Let's
should
go
have
to the video.
for it.
It's
Yeah,
very
for
long, so we'll just have to
No,
do a
clip
quick
it parts.
We're having fun, man. Let's just do it. Fuck it. Come on.
Darren Till,
Come on.
he got arrested.
Hold
He got
on.
arrested
So,
for fucking
hold on.
DUI.
I got the video ready for Maynard.
All right, Maynard first.
Let me show that.
Let me take off this banner. We'll go to the weekly roundup.
Share screen.
Welcome to the Adaptive Weekly Roundup, where we share with you our favorite videos of the week. Sorry.
Here we go.
Hit the next screen layout. That makes it bigger.
Where do you do that?
At the bottom, you see the little row underneath. Yeah.
So what you're seeing here is this is a very, if you've never heard of them, Tools, a very well-known band. This is the lead singer taking this guy down into a rear naked choke.
And then continues to sing while he's full mounted.
Never stop singing. Hits him with a hip
Amazing.
toss.
Doesn't even skip a beat.
Hits him with a hip toss.
His fucking vocals sound
And,
amazing.
and
still.
also he tricks the guy too, because he's like, all right, asshole, give me a hug.
So it's
And then he goes to hug him and he fucking hip tosses him, takes his back, rear naked chokes him, and continues to sing the song. Push it.
it was amazing.
and what's funny
Keenan, you're a fucking G. Bro.
and what's
Oh,
funny
yeah.
what's funny
And
is
legit.
that
And that was 97.
Yeah,
Tell me-
legit,
guys,
tossed them.
tell me if
like
this
judo
That's
is
a long time ago.
tell
What?
me if this is just by memory. Everyone in Tool is like 6'5" and up, except for him.
Yeah, he's a little guy.
He's a
like
very small
5'8" or something like that.
Yeah.
So the guy comes on stage and he doesn't even
Play it
think.
again. Play it again.
You want to play it again?
One more time. One more time for the audience.
We could do that. I'll do the volume down. You play it again.
Only
and
reason I took it off was because it was
Wait, what? Wait,
Oh,
GB says, what if you tried them out and then start the fight? Am I just late to whatever he said? I'm not sure. Fuck. All right. Sorry, buddy.
What does he mean? What did he say?
I don't know. Well, I know what he said. I just
Say it
don't know
again.
what if you tried them out and then start the fight? I don't know what he was referring to. I might be reading something that's old.
I think he's talking about when we were starting the fight. I mean, you could elaborate a little more, GB.
I mean, like, dude, for
Let
me,
us
like I
know-
was saying
let us know what you
before,
mean,
I would
GB.
wait for a wild haymaker, duck under, and boom, get like this, trap the arm. I would just slam him down, and then again, I'm in side control, and then rain down. Fucking
Bro, that like underhook, right? Trapping the arm and then just like shoving the neck, right, with
Yeah,
that one
man.
hand. That's so effective.
Would you break an arm? I think I'd break. If I got
Yeah.
somebody in an arm bar
Yes.
and they were violent, I'd just be like, I'm just gonna snap your
Wrist
arm.
is even easier.
Mm. No.
You think someone's going to continue to fight after you snap their wrist? Like a fucking
Well,
pretzel?
And like, you know, there's good people.
The guy's like, give me a hug.
Baby, all finger, you must have been out your hands.
No, that's not the same song, but
No, I know.
He one-armed rear naked choked him.
but then look, he's like, yay, look at me.
He's like, "Yay! I can feel his, I can feel his PT."
Penis therapy?
I mean, look, you can tell he's not choking him.
He's holding him. He's controlling him.
So I think he just kind of proved
Are
the
you
point.
sure?
Dude, the guy's fist pumping.
Yeah, that wasn't Maynard that was like this.
Len, I don't know how loud this is for the audience.
He's
Wow.
fist pumping. Watch. He definitely didn't expect to get hip tossed.
Look at him.
like-
He hugged him. He went for
Yeah.
a hug. He
Yep.
faked him out. That's amazing. He was obviously not supposed to be on stage.
He's under the chin. He's got the choke available. Hooks
And
in.
he's singing.
But look, he's not squeezing because you're not going to do
Doesn't he
this.
start pounding on him though?
No. No.
Right here, bro. He's holding onto the arm.
Oh, maybe he's like, you're.
He's like,
yeah,
"Fuck,
but look,
dude, I'm
and
gonna
the
go
arm
to
comes
sleep,
back
man.
up. He's still pumping.
I'm
No,
gonna
he's
go.
pumping.
I'm gonna go
See?
to sleep, bro. I'm gonna go to sleep.
No.
Go to sleep. Crab Maga. Go to sleep. Remember that 30 minutes or less? You ever see that movie?
Mm-mm.
You ever seen 30 minutes or less?
Yeah,
It's
and
based
the
on the
documentary.
documentary.
The documentary is even better.
Well, because the movie's so loose, basically. Like, it's
And
just
that
more
guy
of a comedy.
dies.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Well, not in the movie, but in the documentary.
Damn, I didn't notice how like theatrical I made the like the curvature. Look on the video, like the curvature.
Oh, not
Damn.
flat Earth, bro.
Why don't you just toot your own horn over there?
Sorry.
No, it looks good. We need to get some real
Yeah.
some other ads going on back there. Some branding, you know. All right, so what else we have for the weekly roundup? Because
Videos here, man. Let's do some videos.
we're approaching 1:30, baby.
How-
This has been
yeah.
a good episode.
This has been. This is honestly, guys. Has been. I know last week's episode was very good, but this has been my favorite episode. I've had a lot of fun on.
And
this
do
one.
we want to do a giveaway?
I think we should.
Let's do it. All
I
right,
think we
you
should,
bring up
man.
some videos. I'm going to work on the giveaway.
All right, cool. All right, so let's see what we got here. First one, we already did that. We did the serial game plan. Oh man, you didn't want to play the whole Darren Till.
Not the whole thing.
No, play.
You get. I mean, all right, fine. You can play it.
Let's end it with this.
It's
No,
so
we got
crazy.
videos though.
It's not like
What other
any part of the
videos?
video
No,
will be
no,
more
no.
understandable than the next.
No.
So,
No.
welcome to the Adaptive Weekly Roundup.
We still got Kill Tony. Let's go.
No, the first thing we'll show is this shit. This shit's hilarious,
It better be fucking hilarious.
guys. Are we about to get canceled?
Are we not canceled already?
So, for those of you who don't know, Darren Till was arrested for a DUI on July 31st in Stockholm, Sweden. And I'm not sure the videos that we actually are sharing are not directly related to that. It was a different incident, right? Because they didn't arrest him in these videos that we have. This is something different. He was confronted by police for not wearing a mask while going into a gas station. And that was the videos that we had that we were going to share. But then a couple weeks later, he was arrested for a DUI in Stockholm.
Yeah,
Way to go, buddy.
video's long too.
Way to go!
How you fucking
You fucking arrest me?
fucking dare you? Fucking arrest me?
You loser! You're a loser!
You fucking loser. Got no time. Fucking arrest me.
All right. So meanwhile, if you're still pulling that up, let's do.
I'm gonna go for the first thing. The first thing I want to show here.
Jesus. What's taking so long?
All right. So we need everyone who
Get it
wants to
together.
be entered in the giveaway to comment here in YouTube or wherever you're watching. Hashtag adaptive.
All right, so we gotta get the honey badger fucking rash guard.
We'll give you guys a couple minutes to do that. Do hashtag adaptive, and you'll get entered into the raffle.
So Lenny, we got sound, right?
You got sound.
Okay.
Go ahead and do it.
So guys, the first one I want to share, I think this is a funny one. It has nothing to do with jiu-jitsu, but I think it's hilarious when we find ourselves in moments where we're supposed to be professional, we're supposed to be, working under the parameters and guidelines of what we have to do, and then suddenly we just find ourselves in a bad situation. So check this out.
After review, call on the field is overturned. Runners safe. San Diego retains their challenge.
So I'll show that one more time for those of you who may have missed it.
What are we watching here? Why is this a weekly
After
round?
review, shit. After review, runners safe. San Diego retains their challenge.
Show one more time.
He pulls
Review.
back.
Shit. Call on the field is overturned. Runners safe. San Diego
yeah, why was he
What's the
upset?
context?
Because so
He's
all right,
fat.
all right.
His back went out? Like, what?
Here's the thing. When you're when you're an umpire, in
Umpire.
when you're we also call them blue in baseball, which is a funny thing
When you're a
because
blue?
it's not
Is it black?
they're not all
I mean,
blue. They're usually wearing black, and we call them blue, which is a funny thing. Like I'll talk like playing baseball my entire life.
I
I'll
know.
turn on umpire, be like, blue. Are you kidding me? And it's like it.
And no umpire is blue in
No.
any sport.
I've never seen a blue umpire.
So, no, I have seen sometimes
Not
they wear
once.
a blue shirt.
Not once.
True. That's
Sometimes they wear a blue
That's
shirt.
true.
But to call them just blue automatically is like kind of ridiculous. But in
Yeah, what are you
baseball,
gonna call him? Hey, black.
in baseball and in football, they have a mic set up on their pants where they have to hit the button. Basketball, they walk up to the sidelines and they have
Oh, you
a little
forgot
setup.
Forgot to hit the button.
So if
Shit.
if you watch here, you'll notice he reaches down towards his output input.
After review, shit. After review, call on the field is
But he was
overturned.
on.
He was on though.
Yeah.
Shit. After review, call on the field is
How
overturned.
great is that?
Runners
That was
safe.
so
San
good.
Diego retains
Well,
their
the best part about that is that the live networks don't have enough time to delay that
Yeah.
or to bleep
Yeah.
it, so that got
Oh,
broadcasted.
You can
Yeah.
hear it a lot of times in football. You get a lot of the shit that's said that you shouldn't hear.
All right,
All
so
right.
you guys have a couple more minutes to do hashtag adaptive. If you don't, we're just going to enter everybody
So I got
in there.
I got one a little bit of a mood changer. This one,
Mark
this
Ray,
one's-
shout out to you.
This was they took it off. Damn, it was that bad.
They
had to
removed
take
it?
off.
What was
So
it?
we'll go. We could go with another funny one.
You would go with the depressing one.
No, it was a head stomp in I think it was a Japanese league.
American History X.
No, it was a MMA
Ooh,
fight.
my
but,
favorite.
But they took it down, I guess, because it was a little bit too much.
not really.
What?
Yeah.
It's an MMA match.
So
Too
You ever see
violent.
Pride?
we had this guy. This
Wait, hold on. Play it again.
Oh,
Let's
this
do
is
this.
so good.
We got. Can you get it? Wow, it is loud. That wow. He's like, oh my god, yeah. Oh, I love it. That's great. I love the thumbnail. It's funny.
That was great. That was a good one.
So
Here's getting into a little bit more jujitsu stuff. this is a great way to strengthen your bridge. I really like this video a lot. This guy is
Don't talk about the integrity of my bridge, bro.
actually
Yo, Samir is in. We got him on the fucking
word.
podcast. Texting him now.
Awesome.
Got you,
I
Samir.
actually have to
My
sign
man.
in.
Subscribe,
That's my boy right there.
like, and subscribe, Samir. We need you.
We're getting him on the podcast
Oh, hell yeah.
within the next 2 weeks.
Yeah,
if
fuck
you
yeah.
can, Samir. Yo, Cheville. Shout out to Cheville. I want to put Cheville on the show.
He's
Cheville,
coming on next. We had
Cheville.
Slow.
I don't know if he's watching, but we're gonna.
Well, we had them in post interviews. We didn't actually have him on. No, he did. He called in. Slow called. Yeah, Slow called in remote.
We need to have him on. Yo, we have the twins on. They could share a microphone. Just saying.
Yeah.
We'll work it out. We'll figure it out, boys.
So this is
Samir, you're on too, brother.
so for your
Oh,
jiu-jitsu
this
training,
one.
this is a great exercise to build your bridge using bands. This guy is a great shout out to Shiv and Shlok. We're talking about them right now. They're one of our training partners. They're both brown belts. You know, they challenge
Animals.
us all
Love
the time, teach us so much. I love both of them so much. They literally on a daily basis are pushing me to be a better jiu-jitsu practitioner. If you don't have a partner like that, find one, because those are the type of guys that are going to help you elevate your game.
Or leave the school you're at and come to Radji Barret Jiu-Jitsu at 540 New
Boom.
Brunswick Avenue in Fords.
Fuck yes, mate. So what this guy cross-training BJJ, excuse me, shout out to him. He does a really good job of breaking down a lot of I think they're called isometric movements, because they're focusing on particular muscles that are helping build your jiu-jitsu game. And this one, obviously, as you can see here, he's got the bands on his heels, around his ankles, and they're helping to drive his hips up to help build that bridge. Very important while you're training, and matter of fact, to bring up Eddie's injury, it's actually super important for us who are doing jiu-jitsu, especially when you're getting a little bit older, is to focus on all these movements so that you can strengthen these muscles and give yourself a much better chance of staying in the game longer and not having more time on the sidelines. So this is a great exercise here to build your bridge. What else do I got here?
With that said,
I got another. Okay, so here's a really, really, really cool entry to Barado Plata, and then I have a awesome video
this one
that our No, I found this one. I have an awesome video that our professor showed as well that I want to share. So here is an awesome entry into Barado Plata. It was very interesting. You absolutely, I believe, and Eddie, maybe you can talk about this a little bit, but I think that you have to do this in a way where, your partner's not flailing or anything like that, because if he is, you're going to lose this quickly.
we have to do it when.
Well, yeah, look at him securing the hip, too, with the outside foot.
Yeah, so he can't move in.
He can't move in to release the pressure.
Remember, I showed this in Nogi, but not.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Not so much.
Great find, dude.
Really
Yeah,
cool,
that's
right?
Awesome.
Barado Plata. So, my last little weekly roundup video for us here. Bring it up. This is.
We need to come up with a theme song for a weekly roundup. I'm going to ask Kyle, make us a video.
This is some really, honestly, I think this really represents who we are.
Raymond Tish is asking what move is that, and it's essentially like
Barado Plata.
Well,
the one he's talking
like
about?
what? No, the one that you just showed. Like what pressure? Where is that applying
The
pressure?
shoulder.
It's the shoulder.
shoulder.
It's
It's
the
like a
shoulder.
key
It's like
lock.
a key lock. It's
Yeah.
exactly like a key lock.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
and Raymond, it's a
Or
Think about it. Your arms your shoulders getting pressed out this way because the foot's on the hip. So like the arm gets.
Americana key lock.
And,
Yeah,
and Lenny
It's a key lock.
Eddie, correct me if I'm wrong,
You're
but
wrong.
when you're doing a Barado Plata, something like that, you've already learned how to get there with functional movement, you're not doing a jump to that. You know, if you're jumping to that, that means that you already understand that position in a different manner and levels before doing
it's
something.
not
like
exactly a beginner's.
it's kind of like an arm bar. Like you're not doing a flying arm bar until you learn how to do a regular arm bar.
Yeah, and I mean,
You really
you
need to
definitely come to learn that a lot of shoulder locks, you know, it's the same similar kind of pressure that you feel in a lot of them, but you as you advance, you realize how to lock up the shoulder in different ways, and that's one of them.
Right. That was dope. Very dope. So here is a my wife tells me all the time that I show my age because I say it's dope.
Because you say it's dope.
She says it all the time. She's like, you know, you sound like an old man when you say that. I'm like, what the fuck?
You need to now
It's funny
say
because dope sounds like something a kid would say.
no. They say it slaps
or it's lit.
It's
No,
It's lit.
it's swag.
that move slaps,
I hear that swag.
bro.
Swag,
Dude, today,
yeah.
all the young 20-year-olds were saying, "Yo, that move was swag. That was swag." I heard it 4 times today in the gym. I was like, "Oh,
Spark says that all the time.
yeah, that
He's
was
like,
one of them.
oh, that's swag.
That was one of them." Phil
All right,
said,
well,
last
let's
video. I got one more.
do one more video, and then we're gonna do the giveaway.
So before I say this,
"Get the glasses."
it was
All the time,
awesome,
dude.
man. It was really cool. I you know, I heard this guy mention this. It was posted on Jiu-Jitsu X Jew_Jitsu_X. Our professor, Radji Barret, posted this on our internal
Taking you a minute.
group. Well, I'm trying to explain.
Sorry. The way you said
Look,
it.
man, I'm not the motherfucker who dropped the mat and spilled beer, and I was talking the entire time, keeping this shit going. You keep laughing over there, you bitch,
That was good.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
motherfucker.
We're fighting. We're all fist fighting after
So-
the end of the show.
Holy shit.
Putting the mats down. We're getting a couple rounds in. Anyway, so on our internal like messaging app that we use to communicate with each other, Professor posted this, and I, you know, even before the show was, you know, we work every week on building the show and the links and making sure that we have content that is, you know, palatable and you guys can enjoy. But this stood out to me
And
this week.
relevant.
It was very strong, and it was a great explanation of, you know, we've had 29 episodes, and I think that every single episode we've talked a little bit about training, a little bit about how important it is to understand what you're doing, how to not be a jerk off, how to not be a wimp, you know, how to how to do jujitsu, how to, you know, it's a very tough thing to explain.
Yeah.
Yeah, how to not
So-
suck.
So let me
How to
share my
survive.
screen here.
How to survive in the community.
So let's check out what this guy has to say. The secret to getting better at BJJ.
The one secret.
So much pressure on yourself, okay? Not stress yourself out, not be worried about winning or losing. A lot of guys, that's all they think about. Like, oh, I lost the roll. I lost the sparring. And I'll be over here thinking like, man, it was a good roll. Like, you did good. It's like how you frame your training a lot of times. And, you know, as you get older, it's like, you're not always going to win. There's going to be some young gun coming out for you. He's right there. He's training twice a day. You're training like once a day, once a week. It's better to set goals for yourself. Small goals, big goals. Just have a goal. In this case, like, I wanted to retain my guard, keep moving,
I relate
stay
to this
active,
so much.
pummel, frame,
Yeah.
shrimp
absolutely.
out, forward shrimp. Try to use all those skills, okay? I think a lot of people, they always want to train hard, spar hard, work out hard. But some of the skills are very soft. It's like you got to like not put so much pressure on yourself, okay? Not stress yourself out, not be worried about winning or losing. A lot of guys, that's all they think about. Like, oh, I lost the roll. I lost the sparring. And I'll be over here thinking like, man, it was a good roll. Like, you did good. It's like how you frame your training a lot of times. And, you know, as you get older, it's like, you're not always going to win. There's going to be some young gun coming out for you. He's right there. He's training twice a day.
All right,
You're
it's
training like
looking
once a
already.
day, once a week. It's better to set goals for yourself. Small goals, big goals. Just
So
Yeah.
it's very simple.
Can we
man.
shout out his account again
Yeah,
real quick?
It was his was Jew_Jitsu.
train hard, spar hard, work out hard.
Jew
Those skills are very
_Jitsu
soft.
_X.
You gotta
Yep.
like not put so much pressure on
And I
yourself.
think it was Alec
Not
Balding.
Stress yourself
was his
out,
name.
not be worried about winning or
This guy?
losing.
Yeah.
A lot of guys. That's all I think
it's-
about. Like,
I couldn't believe how eloquent he put it. It was so
No,
simple
spot
and
on.
so short and so spot on.
Mhm.
Something I'll admit. Episode 29, we've been trying to explain exactly what he said in 10 seconds. Like he did such a good job. I mean, you can only do as much as you can. Look, I'm a father.
So Eli, break down for me what you think his message was.
Intent. That's it. Intent. That is the most important thing. When you train,
Personal intent.
you have
and
to
not
set-
compare it to anyone else's.
correct. Because at the end of the day, you could pick a rival. Look, I got my rivals. I got people that I look at in the gym.
What's the purpose of a rival, though?
A rival helps you set a bar so that you can make sure that you're not cheating yourself. Because you need to make sure that at the end of the day that you don't lie and that you don't set yourself up for failure. Because look, failure means that you personally didn't reach your own goal. And at the end of the day, you don't have to be a champion to be conquering your domain. You don't have to be a champion in the world IBJJF or be a grappling industries champion, gold, to be a champion. You can just, like he says here, your goal that day could be to just frame, shrimp out, and retain guard. And you're a champion that day. You met your goal. You did what you had to do. Look, shout out to Spark. Spark is younger than I am. He's taller than I am. I think we're about the same weight. And Spark is one of my rivals. Every single time we roll, I say, bro, I get better
He's a lot
every
of fun
time
to
I
roll
roll
with. Yeah,
Yeah, he's
he's a lot
fun.
of fun to roll
And
with.
I
for
had a great
me,
roll with him today.
and Shiv says
Nice.
this all the time. Shiv says this all the time to me, and he reminds me. He says, that move you pulled on me, that wouldn't work on somebody that's your size.
Mm.
And he lets me know, and I'm like, thank you. And I know that, okay, cool. You know what? I may have celebrated too early.
You gotta remember too. There's gonna be
learn that,
things
though.
that you can maneuver and use on same and lower belts that are not gonna work on older, like higher belts, and that's just something that you're gonna learn as you go, and that's just part of the learning process. Man.
Yeah.
All those things are super important to anybody that's training. You cannot look at somebody's size, length. You have to be cognizant of your own intent. You cannot walk in there just willy-nilly, just not thinking of anything. Like you have to, you should walk in there and be like, you know what? I've been really working on just getting out of side control. Can I get out of it today?
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah.
And you should put all your focus in that one thing.
And you could get submitted
like, dude,
20 fucking times in 10
you want to
rounds.
become a master.
If you
of
got
something,
out, you got out.
baby steps, and just
Yeah, man.
not listen. Like, think about it. You gotta like something as like simple as like cleaning a whole room. If you look at the whole big picture of what you got to clean up, you're gonna get intimidated. But if you start here in the corner, you just work your way out through the outside of the room, the perimeter, and work yourself in. All of a sudden, it doesn't seem as big as a task as you're going through it. You know what I mean? It's like
to start.
you have to start.
You have to take that first step, and then you may
And
take
then
that first step,
and then it's momentum and snowball effect.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's like, oh shit, I trained 4 times this week. All right, go at minimum 4 times next week, and all of a sudden next week after that, 5 times training doesn't seem as bad. And then all of a sudden you get in a routine. You're like, oh man, I got a good training resume going right now. I'm training like 4 or 5 times a week, and all of a sudden you're like, whoa, the progress I'm seeing right now. It's all
your
about
technique,
consistency.
your technique in those rounds sharpen, and then you'll be in the beginning. You may be only like 2-3 rounds, and you're dead, and it's tough. Sometimes a couple episodes ago we talked about Lenny brought up a great question. He said for somebody who is trying to get that spark back and trying to come back and trying to get the bug to train again, you got to get those couple rounds in, because if you get those couple rounds in and you get that air back and that oxygen back, the skill now starts to exude on the 5th and 6th round, where it's very difficult to have that. First one to say on a couple days ago, I can't remember what day it was. We did some comp rounds, and I did 2 comp rounds, like turbo, bro, the entire time, like from stand up. And I did well, but at the same time, I didn't do well against somebody who was 240. I did well against somebody who was, 40 pounds, 60 pounds lighter than I was. And I was still fucking gassed. I was done. Literally looked over at Shiv. I was like, I don't know if I could give another comp round. I got work to do after today. Like I have, I'm not focusing on being,
maybe that's it.
I'm not focusing
Maybe
on
that's the
fighting
problem.
a Gordon Ryan. I'm training, I'm doing what I have to do here. I've set my intent,
When you say
but
to
I have to
yourself,
go to do something else. You know what I mean?
what's to do something else? What do you mean? What do you refer
I had
to?
8 hours of landscaping.
Okay, well, there's your problem. You're thinking about that's boom. You already built the wall. Built the mental block. You need to just focus on the training.
Oh man, I trained hard, dude.
I know you train hard, but the
It
minute
wasn't just those 2 rounds of comp.
I know,
It was
but
positional rounds. It was
and positional
went at it,
rounds, but
bro.
then you're also telling yourself like,
gas
oh,
myself.
I
I gave
got-
myself more
I
than
got
I even
8
thought.
hours of fucking landscaping.
Selling me short, bro. I went. I really like set the bar high. I went, even though it's
I'm
only
not selling
sounds
you
like
short. I'm not saying you didn't do all that. What I'm saying is you had a built-in excuse like, oh, I had all this other shit I had to do. Blah, blah, blah. Go in there. You just focus on only
All
the
right,
training.
guys. He called me a pussy.
No,
Damn.
I didn't call you a pussy, but you're looking at it wrong. Is what I'm saying.
Fair enough. I will take that.
That's all. I'm just saying, go in there. You block out all this shit because when you go in there, right? It's like, dude, Navy SEALs go through that shit. Your mind is so fucking powerful. When you do training and stuff like that, you can go much further than you expect you think you can. You know what I mean? It's the same thing with jiu-jitsu. You go in there. How many times you go in, you're dead tired, right? You're like, I'm so tired. I just want to fucking take that nap after work, blah, blah, blah. You go in there and you start doing the fucking warm-ups. All of a sudden you got energy, right? Boom. Right there. It just tells you that your mind is, more powerful than what you perceive your body can take. You know what I mean? You
Son
can
of
always
a
push
pussy.
yourself. Yeah, well, you're a pussy then. All right, fine. So stop being a pussy. There you go. Adapt.
Adapt or get tapped, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
On that fucking note,
So with that, this has been an awesome episode. I
don't
think
forget
that-
to like, subscribe, and follow.
like,
And,
subscribe, follow, comment. Next time, oh shit, I dropped the shit. And with that, let's move on to the giveaway. We
Oh,
still have
shit.
a bunch
Do
of
we have a
people
winner?
viewing. Yeah, we're gonna do the giveaway really quick, and then we're gonna wrap it up. So thanks everyone for joining us for the 29th episode of the Adaptive Podcast. Don't forget that the Adaptive Podcast would not be possible without Radji Barret Jiu-Jitsu. Check him out at Radji Barret Jiu-Jitsu on Instagram and RadjiBarrettJiu-Jitsu.com. And check out the Academy, which is at 540 New Brunswick Ave in Fords, which is where we all train. That's where we're at, several times a week. And if you guys want to learn a little bit more about jiu-jitsu or teach us about jiu-jitsu, not saying that we know everything, we learn from Radji and the other black belts that are there, Professor Joe,
Tom,
Steve. A lot of black belts, a lot of skills, decades of experience combined. So
we
A
got
lot of brown belts, man. A
lot of brown belts.
got purple belts.
God, we got early
plethora of
20-year-old
blue
brown belts,
belts.
man.
yeah. So with that, let's do this giveaway. This week we're gonna do a large patch. If you want to solo me, large patch. We're giving away this. It's very 10-inch patch. You can fit it on the side of your bag, your gi, all that. And let's do it. So I'm going to share the screen now. And we're going to do it. We are going to do it. Who's going to win this week? We got 11 entries. Let's do the draw. Who's it going to be? Ryan Belford.
Yes. Look at that horizon, buddy.
Yes, the flat horizon. You are gonna win.
I love my boy. You're
Hell
Ryan.
yeah.
Ryan, you're the fucking man. Love you, brother.
That's awesome. So thanks again, everyone, for joining us for the 29th episode of the Adapted Podcast. We will see you next week.